Um, Currently, as far as I know, there's still a debate, or still theoretical physicists have a hunch that there's a connection between the many worlds of Hugh Everett, his interpretation of quantum wave function collapses, and the multiverse, which is cosmic bubble universes, um, and some identical to our own. And I'd like to say, with all the work that's been done with wormholes, which are holes in reality connecting two different parts of reality, I'd like to say that the many worlds interpretation and the multiverse with identical realities to our own can best be explained with artificial portals, which might be something we'll never be able to create, but you can at least think about it and think of the possibilities. Wormholes, again, are holes in reality. Artificial portals would be nests in reality, carved out patches of reality, be nests. Um, it would be a hole for sure, but it wouldn't be physically connecting two different parts of reality in the sense that wormholes would. But it would still be able to potentially physically connect two parts of reality without moving outside of our own local reality physically. In a sense, it could still be in our reality and still connect to another non-local reality. Is artificial portals, and that's something that nobody's ever considered before because nobody's ever really considered artificial portals. I mean, you have virtual reality, you have camouflage, cloaking, but nobody has really ever considered cloaking virtual reality and creating an artificial portal. Most people are used to the idea of real portals. Um, the best that I can do is come up with an artificial portal. It's nested in our own reality, as I said. It's not a hole in the universe. It's not a hole in reality. It's a nest, which is kind of like a hole, but it doesn't go anywhere in a way. It's perfectly identical to another real, non-local reality. And lastly, who decides what is real and what is ideal artificial? Um, if you can perfectly reproduce another reality, an identical reality out there somewhere in the stars, out there beyond the multiverse, beyond the universe, who's to say that you're not living simultaneously here on Earth with the many worlds interpretation while existing also out in the multiverse, in the cosmic bubble universes? So this is, right now they're working on connecting wormholes with entanglement, black holes with entanglement. I can see where entanglement can also be had through artificial portals, nests in reality, entanglement between ourselves and ourselves and the stars, entanglement between ourselves and the many worlds and ourselves and out there in the multiverse through artificial portals. And artificial portals is, in my mind, if it's done ideally and totally identical to another reality, non-local reality, in my mind, they're the same. There's no way of telling them apart. Um, but all this hinges on the ability to make an ideal artificial reality, which would be physically and visually perfect in every way. And, and it runs up against a few problems in quantum mechanics and like uncertainty for one thing. And um, so, but this would be a hypothetical answer that would combine many worlds, the many worlds interpretation by Hugh Everett, in the multiverse interpretation. I don't know who came up with that, but it's still entanglement, but it doesn't use wormholes. It uses portals, not wormholes, but portal nests nested in our own reality, perfect identical to another real non-local reality. And what's the difference between ideal, artificial, and the real deal? And this is where you can get entanglement through portals instead of wormholes, entanglement between ourselves and the stars. And this is just a nice image of a portal that I always like to use. And it's one of the best images I've come up with, and it achieves the same thing that a wormhole would, except it doesn't go anywhere. It could physically and visually connect to another reality, but it stays in our local reality, nested in a carved out piece of space-time. A carved out patch of space-time is where a portal would be nested at. Wormholes would be holes extended into long tunnels that connect one part of the universe or multiverse with the others, or just different places in our reality. Portals are nested, or the nested version of wormholes. They carve out a niche in our own reality, and they don't move, but they can be physically and artificially, visually and physically connected to other realities, non-local realities. So this is a solution that nobody really thinks about, because nobody really considers artificial portals in the sense that I do, and their potential. So thanks a lot.